Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Café is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Café studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Café and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Café. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Café on a beautiful Monday morning.
Monday.
Back in the house. We were at WNN this morning. Slick, you got it done?
No.
You didn't get it done?
That's why I called Pierre.
What you doing?
And Pierre is going to do what for you?
What are you doing, Slick?
Oh, I thought exposure. I thought you guys wanted
No, I think it's good.
No, it's good. You're fine.
Happy Monday to you. I feel like it's winter. I'm in the forest. We've got all the rainforest behind us. We've got these beautiful reclaimed wood pieces behind us from Amy Rashevsky. These are beautiful, by the way.
I feel like a squirrel in the trees.
Squirrel grabbing its nut is what I think.
No, I ain't grabbing my nut. I didn't say that.
Oh, I did not mean that.
I did not. Did I say that? You said that. A squirrel grabbing his nut. Really?
You know the way they do in winter? They hibernate. They take their nuts. They pack them away.
Did you hear what she said?
I think you meant it that way.
Wow.
Never, ever, ever. Happy Monday to you. Back in our
I am thoroughly
theater.
embarrassed. Yeah, I got to sit down and have a bit of coffee.
Freddie, sit down, have some coffee.
I am. I'm thoroughly, I don't know what to say.
This morning we were at WWNN, which was great. So thank you again to Jody and everyone hosting us. I don't think, can I brag about her for a little bit?
Absolutely.
Jody, I don't even know Jody's last name. She's Jody Lynn.
Malbon.
Oh, that's right. That is. I do know her last name. At WWNN has truly worked herself up from the ranks in Beasley Media. And she told me this way back when. She said she was the gate guard. She would open the gate when people would come in to the radio station and then close it. She is now, we refer to her as Madam President.
She's
So
the general
talk
manager.
about working her way up as a general manager and a woman, a female, breaking the glass ceiling. And she does it in media, she does it on radio, and we can't thank her. She's always got our backs and always on our side. And we were there this morning. So again, congratulations. It's Milbaum. Jody Milbaum.
And it's funny because she went from doing the gate to doing the news to doing the weather to doing everything.
Sales, and now she is the new general manager.
Now, the Miami Marlins just hired the first female general manager in the game,
Yep.
the history of the game. And 21 years that lady's been in sports. 21 years, right? You know how long Jody's been in the game?
How long?
21 years.
Really? Is that the magic number? 21.
21. And I said to her she should be proud of her accomplishments. She should be, because Jody doesn't like to do interviews, and she doesn't like to do magazine work, and she doesn't like to be in newspapers, and she doesn't come on our show because she likes to keep a low profile. And I said to her, there used to be a time you used to work at your job, and now you're working on your legacy. So all of a sudden that game has changed, and you are actually somebody that people admire. So we need a little more Jody.
Yeah, unbelievable. She is truly in media and production and radio. To be a woman general manager of a radio station in our home station in our hometown is tremendous. We don't know the Marlins' new GM, but you calling her?
No, I'm calling Russ Johnson. I'm on the air, Russ.
So congratulations, Jody. Truly amazing. We got to do our show from there this morning. Then we did the toy show hosted by our very own Small Talk with Val. She hosted a toy show, and I was really hoping, I saw that little beast doll, like the Prince Eric, right? Isn't that who it was?
Right.
And I was actually writing in to know who that toy was.
What do you
From
mean?
Disney.
You don't remember the dog?
It was the Beast, right?
Yeah.
Did you have Belle also? No. If we had Belle, I would have bought it for my daughter for Hanukkah.
Why don't you get the Beast?
I should. He's the princess. He turned into the Beast also? Does he have like a mask?
What's up, Russ?
That's kind of cool, right?
I'm on the air, yeah.
The new toy show. I know we're waiting for Russ Johnson joining us, the host of Business on Main Street joining us. We've got Lena Sosa
2400.
in the house with us, who just finished her Monday Fuego episode.
Northwest,
At
Boca
1
Raton
o'clock, we've
Boulevard.
got Elena Rodriguez joining us because she put a spectacular post out on what to give for the holidays when money is a little bit tight. What can we give of ourselves? And actually, someone else messaged me, our friend Megan, the Sizzle Lady, has a new segment that she's putting together if we were interested. Again, on what you can give, the gift of giving, without giving a financial gift for the holiday season. So she wanted to put a segment together with us. So
And it's interesting because everybody's looking for a different angle, different things, different this, different that. Sometimes a business owner, you can give them to talk to one of our coaches to help them get along or do something else for them. Even grant them a commercial, a small price commercial to get their business going, because you got to think of the long game, not the short game, the long game, because you're hopefully going to be here today, tomorrow, until next year, and you sort of want to practice on that a little bit.
And I spoke with Chatterbox of South Florida. They are the PR side of what we do, or we do the production video, radio, streaming, video side of it. They do the social media and the public relations side, and they are working with another one of our clients out in California. They're working with Tracy McDonough right here at Healing Moments, and to put all the pieces together to really grow your business. And I was talking to Lena today, is you can put posts out on social media, but if your posts are not part of your brand, those that are watching, your clientele, they're not even going to understand. They're going to like your posts or they're not going to like them. But if it doesn't elevate you as a business owner or a coach or a strategist or a healing center, if it's not in synergy with what you do, people aren't going to know. And I saw a post, someone said, it doesn't matter if people reading your posts like them or control your business if they are not helping to fund your business. People can like all the time, but if it's not actually helping elevate or grow your business, then that totally changes everything.
It doesn't matter what language, what country, or anything else. Business is business is business. And you want to sort of stay above the rim. And you know, it's funny about businesses because challenges are abundant. Things happen, and your business model could be this, and then something happens, and people panic, and that's the end of the business deal. And we're going to have Russell on here in a little while as well, because he's a new business on Main Street. He's gone in a whole different
Good morning,
way as well.
good afternoon.
Good evening, good evening. Oh,
I got to tell you, Russ, you're like, you age backwards. Truly.
Except for his memory. He went to Del Rey.
I went to Del Rey.
That's pretty good, though.
I just left Del Rey.
So let's get Russ set up with the mic. We're going to have him join us, but I want to get over to Lena. What did you talk about today on Fuego?
So today the conversation in Fuego was about understanding your ideal client. Because what I find is that a lot of entrepreneurs, they just want to sell to anybody. And the analogy that I use is like going fishing without knowing what bait to use. Then either you don't catch what you wanted or you don't catch anything. So it is really key to identify who your ideal client is, that client profile, so you can target that client profile, and then sell not only on the characteristics or the advantages of your product or your service, but how does it benefit your client? If you can convey in an empathic way how your product or service improves their life in whichever way, that's when you get the connection and that's when you get the client.
Well, how do you, which is interesting, it reminds me of when you worked with that other host that we had about selling a pen or a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
How does a non-tangible product, though, how do you convince someone that a non-tangible, a coaching service, a business strategist, marketing is going to help you?
That's a great question. And the answer has to do with the return on the investment. How do they, buying that service from you, whether it's marketing, is going to get them more clients? How is then my coaching going to get you more money? Whether you're an employee and you're looking for a promotion, whether you're a business owner and you're looking to improve the productivity of your employees. In either way, you need to be able to connect with their need and show them that by working with you, there will be a return on the investment. Sometimes that can be hard to calculate, but not impossible. But if you understand the pain, then it becomes a lot easier for you to connect and say, let's do it together. Let's do a proof of concept. Let me show you the metrics of coaching. It is in the 94% success ratio of executive coaching on the change of people businesses, on big companies, Fortune 500, that have made that investment. So I think it's really important for the small, medium business owners to figure out, how do I do more with less? And how do I leverage the experts that can help me do that in a faster, smarter way?
Now let me ask. People tell me, and they'll come on radio.
She looks great on camera, by the way.
And thank you.
Not you.
I know that. And they come on radio and they'll do a radio set, and then the delivery of their product is not emphasized. They don't do it cleanly. They don't talk about it. They don't push it out enough. There's a lot of don'ts that happen. And you're trying to get them to see the light on what they're going to do. And it doesn't work. Their ROI isn't there. Mm-hmm. They don't take into account, number one, that they're learning their own trade by promoting their business. Mm-hmm. The number one culprit of what we do is that we don't develop and believe in what we do. So when that happens, all of a sudden it goes downhill, and it's like quicksand. You can't find the correct way of doing things because you keep doing them incorrectly, right? So it's interesting that you talk about what you talk about, because you want to learn how to deliver. You want to learn about your own business outward, not inward.
Correct.
Okay, there's a big difference between knowing your business and expressing your business. A big difference between knowing the ins and out and translating it so that somebody else will buy it. And a lot of people don't understand that in this game. Television understands it, right? Because television will tell you, 4.3 million people are watching the Super Bowl, 100 million people watching the Super Bowl. You don't think anybody's going to buy your product? Right? So if you say in front of a camera, you don't say two words. Just look at the camera. You think people are going to buy your product? You don't even know what you're selling.
You just said it beautifully, because what happens is that the mistake is talk about me, my product. This is what I meant when in Fuego I discussed a lot about the characteristics. People get talking about it's blue, it's big, it's fast, it lasts long, it's made in the US, it's made in China. And it is important to understand that what the client is thinking, or the potential client, is, so what? So until you get to the point where you can connect, what does that mean to the client? What do they get out of that? That is when you can then make that connection. That's when they want to listen to you.
And
what does that mean for coaching, though? Because there's a lot of coaches.
There's a lot of coaches, and that word is being used rampant. And there's coaches for anything and everything. The important thing is know what you're trying to coach, and that you are laser focused on who your niche market is. What are you bringing to the table? And traditionally, we know the coaches in sport, right? Everybody understands that. From a business perspective, for me specifically, what I want to work is with people in helping them grow their business. How I'm going to do it? I am going to help them increase productivity in their employees. How am I going to do it? It's because I've been an employee and I've been a boss and I've done it. And I have a certain steps and a process that I follow that I can dramatically help them do more with the same or less. So that's how I connect with them. And when I work with individuals, because I love that work too, it's about what's your goal? And if they know their goal, I am going to help them map out a process of goal achievement.
But you just said it. If they know their goal, that's numero uno.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Numero dos. You gotta, the person delivering it, and I want to bring Russ Johnson to this
Slick,
conversation.
can you open up the
Slick,
camera?
let's open up on two. I want to talk about the person that is doing the delivery, the person, female or male, children, because all of a sudden, if you notice, we've gone from a coach that we've done to multiple things, including children, to do deliveries, right? So it's important to have that goal, and then you're going to have the right mixture and personalities to develop it. And this is something, when I met Russell maybe 6 years ago, at least, right? We talked about this because Russell's been around a real long time. He's done many businesses.
Just need Russ to take his mic.
And Russ, make sure you're talking to that microphone when you talk.
You know, I think I met Russ about at the same time I met you. Two totally different businesses.
What's that?
Like 10 years ago when I met Russ.
Huh?
When I met you with another company.
No,
And I was working with
I was
Unicity.
I was with Ring International, the same company I'm doing now.
But I met you
I'm in the South 7.
when I met 10 years ago. I met you separately
Okay, I did. You did. Yes, I remember.
a long
that.
time ago. And then I would see you at the gym.
Yeah.
You do not age. I don't know what you do for
That's
your
because I take a
health
certain
regimen.
product.
Well, I got to tell you, people are asking
It's
me that
called
watch
Ring
your show.
International. It's so. I take health products.
Well, whatever you're doing, we got to know about that. But you work with a lot of businesses.
I have over the years, yeah, many businesses over the years.
And you've also introduced me to other people. The problem was
Of course.
the delivery. The products were great. Don't get me wrong. What Russ was offering, what I like about Russ is that he gives everybody a chance. So even if it's his show, he puts people there who ended up taking on their own shows. But the delivery was different. Male and female, two different deliveries. Very different in our business. Okay? Being recognizable and being, do I trust you? Like Doc. She came on the scene out of nowhere. And everybody wants to know her because they feel comfortable with her. Same thing with Russell. Russell is like, he's like Slick. He's very cool.
But here's my question, and I'm going to post it for Russ because I know Russ had worked at one time in direct sales, right? Lena,
does.
I know, works with coaching. You go on social media, and everything is either direct sales, sign up for a coaching program, a free 5-day program, a buy this, I can quick fix that. How do we know what's what? Who do we believe? Who do we trust? Lena.
You trust by the experience. I've had many coaches in my career, and I just look what their trend in success, what they've done, right? And for me specifically, I connect with my clients out of my own experience, not something that I just studied for 2 weeks in a book and then grab a test. So I encourage, there's a lot of information out there. I think everybody is in social media overload. Know what you want, know what you need, and then go look for somebody who's done and who has the success that you can have that conversation and you can level with them. And then at that, there's a lot. You can do it in books, you can do it on online seminars, you can then do on one-on-one. There's multiples ways with different prices on how to do it, but do your homework.
And Russ, what do you think?
I agree with her.
I love Russ. Hey, Teddy.
Man of many words. Now let me ask you, and the principle that you just described, you do it in Spanish,
Yes.
right? You reach to the Hispanic community, and me being as guilty as the rest of my brothers and sisters, we don't look up, a lot of us don't look up, don't get mad, how to do it correctly. We just think it's a pill you swallow and da 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 da, I have muscles like Slick.
Like Slick.
You know what I'm saying? And that isn't the way it
In
works.
the doghouse.
Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And I think one of the key things for our Latin population, Hispanic population, is that our present circumstances do not need to dictate the future. That we can learn, that we can redesign our lives, that we can have a purpose and have a goal and come up with a plan and reach it. Does it happen overnight? No, it doesn't happen overnight. But the sooner you start, the sooner you get there.
Now, I wanted to ask, because Russell, I know that you offer kids an opportunity for employment, doing the things that you've done, I don't know, 50 years? That's safe to say, at least?
At least.
And you've made a lot of money doing it.
I made a couple dollars.
Okay. Now, the bottom line here, is it financial reward? Is it legacy or personal reward? Is it a combination? I mean, how do you determine what you want to back into in a business?
It depends on what business are we talking about, number one?
Well, let's talk about that. Do they want financial reward? Do they want to feel good about themselves? How do they pick what they should get involved in?
The big deal is that, as young lady over here says, that you have to have a why. And once you determine your why, forget the how. The how will come. But as long as you have a strong why of whatever you're doing, whether you want financial independence, security, whether you want to pay off student loans, whether you want to go to college, whether you want to help your mother and father, whether you want to do philanthropy, whatever it is, as long as you have a why, then you get with a person, as she indicated, who has an expertise in that arena, and you follow them all the way to the bank. She says, follow the person who has done it, who has a track record of achievement and of accomplishment in whatever you want to do, and you become coachable and follow exactly what they say. That's the magic. But you have to have a why. You have to be really determined and focused and have the willingness to go to make it happen. And then, and she also, the young lady also, Lena, she also indicated that whatever you're selling, an automobile, toilet paper, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. You want to find out what is the benefit for the person, not you, not just to make the sale, but find out how you can help them improve their lives and their positions or whatever they want to do. They have to, what's in it for me, meaning when people are talking to me, I want to know, well, what's in it for me? Based on what you
Well, let me ask you, once they're hooked, right, if we talk sales terms, and they say, Russ, and I don't know your exact age, but all I know is you do not age. You look unbelievable.
I'll be 86 my next birthday.
God bless you.
Yeah.
All right, so once they're hooked, whether it's they want to look like you at 40 or 50 or 80,
Right.
and if they want to get their business started, all right, Lena, I'm ready to get my business started. 2020 has been for what it is. I need to do this. How do you continue to get them to buy in, to keep going and going? Because that is the consistency key.
Well, great. She wants to speak to that, Lena.
The why, no, the
And I
way that
think
you
your why
said it,
changes.
that's the real answer. Because whomever gives up are all of those people that don't have that strong why. Because you need that strong why as the motor to keep you going. When you run out of gas, it's because your why was not strong enough to take you to the end. People just think, oh, I want to have money like so-and-so. I want to have the car like so. They want to have the business. But you know something, though? You need to want all the headaches and all the hard work and all the risk and the gray hair and the stress that goes with it. You need to want it all. And knowing that why, I couldn't have said that any better. It's really the motor for you to keep going. Otherwise,
Yeah, it'll fall apart. Because tough times will come. Disappointments are there. You know, you have to jump through the hoops and over the huddles and obstacles. So you have to have a strong why to go through all of that. And so you're right on target. You're a good coach. Maybe I need to take lessons from you.
I'd love to learn from you.
Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with Russ Johnson and Lena Sosa. Find your why, stick to it, and we'll be right back.
Kids for Kids ministry, the vision is to see children in Haiti emerge from extreme poverty into an extraordinary destiny in Christ. The problem is the orphans in Haiti lack clean water to drink and food sustainability. These children need art-integrated education, medical needs, shoes, clothes, a lunch program, and teacher salary aid. The mission is to sponsor local leaders in Haiti to support them in the care of orphans and vulnerable children. In January of 2020, Kids for Kids traveled to Haiti to visit the orphans at their home and at their school. The school has now grown to 30 children attending daily classes, but there are many things to improve upon. To help us or to donate, contact Patty Paget at Kids for Kids Ministry, 561-876-1710. That's Kids for Kids Ministry at 561-876-1710.
Don't know how I'm feeling tonight, but I swear I'm fine.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
AskDearAbby.com. Dear Abby is a life coaching company that was founded by Abby Awotasu. At Dear Abby, we believe in empowering single women and men to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self-love. We know that before you find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace your unique self, flaws and all. Contact us today at AskDearAbby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at AskDearAbby on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
Now we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe. How you doing? You know, I'm looking at your shirt all day today thinking, why is there, you got green ring around the collar? And I remembered it was from Halloween.
It didn't come out.
I see that.
And Teddy said it was going to come out. And I took a rock to it and everything else. It don't come out.
Remember the commercial ring around the collar?
It's green
And I'm
from
like,
the
what
makeup.
green do you have? And I remember it's from Halloween.
It's from the makeup.
The mask.
I'm going to burn this shirt.
What do you have there?
I got 4 tickets for children 3 to 13, free of age for the circus. Wow. And it's in you can't have them. Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, 19, 20, 21, and 22 of November. So they're here. And if you write in, we'll send you. These are actually free for kids.
What ages?
Adults. 3 to 13.
3 to 13, okay.
So they sent to the radio station. They gave them to me.
Nice.
You want them?
I can't even believe there's still a circus in town.
I can't either, but who am I? I'm not going to say.
Garden Brothers Circus, 3 rings, non-stop fun. The
Yes.
Globe of Death. The
That's
Human
where they have
Cannonball.
the motorcycles inside that globe and they go like this. You ever seen
Hurry
that?
first, 100 adults, pages 1450 online. West Palm Beach, nice. South Florida Fairgrounds.
Yes.
All right, give us a call, 888-994-4995. Totally new, free kids tickets for the circus.
There you go.
Back to our conversation. Russ and Lena were talking, and we're amazed, Russ, that you are 86 years old. You look unbelievable. How do you feel, though?
Great.
What product are you sharing with Lena during commercial break? What are you working with? What business?
What's a product called Soul, S-O-U-L. It's produced by a company called Rain International in 48 countries in the United States. He's doing very well.
And he's got a phone call right there.
I'm going to turn it off.
And what type of product is it?
Well, it's a product that it's seed nutrition. It's a new category of a product for health and nutrition. They take the seeds out of the black cumin, black raspberry, Chardonnay grape. They take the seeds, modify them, so we drink the seeds, which are more powerful than the end result.
And what does it do? Reverse aging, I guess, because you look
Well,
incredible.
it's an adaptogen. High blood pressure, diabetes, arthritic pain, fibromyalgia, et cetera, et cetera. It really gets into the system, modifies the system, and changes it.
You got Bobby to buy into that thing big time.
Well, yeah, but you got to keep taking
That's
it.
the problem.
The
problem is you don't stop taking it.
Once a month or once a week. It's an everyday thing.
Is it a drink?
Yeah, it comes in a little package, and I usually carry.
You put it in water, no?
No.
Go straight up.
Straight up, yeah, just a little.
Anti-inflammatory. It's that purple thing, right?
Absolutely. It takes he said it all. It takes the
Inflammation.
inflammation out of the system.
Wow.
It
Right.
helped me with my neuropathy.
Right. And so
With
people
this
have,
thing.
yeah,
I remember that.
arthritic pain and pains and fibromyalgia and all that.
That's why he never has any
It takes
pain.
takes it right out of the system. No, because I take the product.
Well, I got to tell you, Chuck was watching. Well, I was watching your show last week when Teddy was hosting it, and she was unbelievable, right?
Yeah, she did a
Teddy
great job.
did an incredible job.
Magnificent job.
And Chuck and I had met Russ, 10 years ago when we were with Unicity International.
Right.
And he goes, Russ hasn't aged. He says, as a matter of fact, he looks better than he did 10 years ago. I want what he's got. He says, I want what he's taking. I said, I don't know what Russ is taking, but I'll find out for you.
Well, you take that and you take some other things too, don't you?
Well, mainly I take. Look, I've been drinking a product called Tahitian noni juice. Have you heard of it? I've been drinking that for every day for the last 26 years. That's number one.
Wow.
But in addition to that, this is really an upscale product. Then that is.
How many times a day do you drink it?
At least 2, 3, maybe 4 times a day. It's a superfood.
Okay.
And so there's no, it's no restrictions in terms of.
And it's a whole food. It's just
It's a
been
whole
juiced
food.
down.
It's a superfood. Yeah, seed
Nice.
nutrition.
And,
yeah.
and Russ, do you used to work out weekly?
Yeah. I walk every day. I go to the gym a little bit. Yeah.
You gotta love Russ. He's like that. He's all good.
Hey, but I've met people who take that product as well, and they're like supercharged. Don't give it a laugh.
You'd be surprised at the energy you get when you just take one. You'd be surprised.
No, you do,
I mean, the
because
testimonies around the world. It's in 48 countries. The testimonies are way over the top. It's hard to believe when people start talking about the testimonies that they give because they've been on the product.
Does it give you mental clarity?
Yes, it does.
Flip.
Yes.
I know you do.
You
You gotta go
live-
talk to
And
Russ.
because
You'll
it's
be lifting
natural, you
doors
can
at
drink
Home
with
Depot,
any
you drink
medication
that
that you're
stuff.
taking. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. There are no side effects. No.
Okay.
Now it's interesting.
No
we're
pesticides.
having a conversation, and I just got a text from somebody who is coming on with a book that she has put out, right? And she's canceling the appointment till after Thanksgiving because she's very, very busy and she's very tired.
Well, she had some personal issues.
I understand that,
She
but,
needs this
but
product.
it isn't about her issues. I get it. But the object of the game is when you have Thanksgiving under current situation.
Yeah.
It's a different environment right now.
Oh, yeah.
Black Friday, I just read that Walmart is actually going to try to push some items. But,
You know, the mop I got last week was a Black Friday sale.
but they are stretching it out
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago I got on Black Friday.
because they don't want people going into the store
Correct.
as a massive chaos. They don't want to see that. So my contention here is you don't want to postpone things. You want to, if you drink some of that juice, you got to find your second win. You got to find, you got to find, and you got to find. Even if you do less, instead of doing an hour, do a half hour, do 15 minutes, do a 5 minutes cameo. I don't care what you do, but get your product there because this is a very strange year. And the product that survives through the holidays are the ones that I think next year are going to be way ahead of everybody else.
True.
And I know that that's true because Russ Johnson called me. I haven't talked to Russ in 3 years.
Yeah.
And Russ says, you know what? It's time to get on the horse and get back because he knows. Now, you've done this. How many years have you been in business, Russ?
Well, in network marketing, 42 years.
So you've seen trends.
Yeah, and before that, I was teaching at Howard University. I was, professor of communications.
And before that, who were you a producer for?
And before that, I worked for James Brown. I worked with a lot of radio television stations. Worked with Oprah, BET, and all. Back in the day, worked National Public Radio, the whole 9 yards.
So you've seen trends go up and down.
Of course.
So I knew we were doing the right thing as soon as I heard from Russ, because once you hear from Russ, you usually have an upward trend. And ever since I talked to you, the market has gone in that direction. It doesn't matter who's the president or going to be the president. The market has gone in a direction because everybody wants to get their products out. And then you have a coach that comes along, because the way I met you is like, I got to write a book here, because you're actually teaching the word correctly. It's not about just doing, it's about doing it correctly.
Well, what Lena did is she found me on LinkedIn. Told you the two people I've only ever met on LinkedIn are you and Lena. And you show up here every week to spread your message in Spanish. And we didn't meet even for that. We just connected to connect.
It just worked.
And here you are. You show up every Monday and you give your message in Spanish and then you share with us in English. But as a coach, can you help businesses that don't have a tangible product?
Absolutely. That's what I do. So basically, I'm teaching what I do. And tagging from what Freddie was saying, what I do with myself, and I also tell people to do, and we typically do it with our kids. We parent our kids. We tell them, get up, make your bed, do this, do that. And then we don't have anybody to do that. And then for us entrepreneurs, for that writer, for many people, then when we are facing fears, what happens is we become paralyzed. So my trick is to parent myself, to teach them, parent themselves. So you can do a little bit more. Get up, put on the makeup, go. You need to go show the book. If we can have that discipline to get out of ourselves and think, what would I tell my child to do? What would I tell my employee to do? And get ourselves to move that way, then we can then make a difference.
That's excellent. It's really funny because we have our producers that are in here, and we've asked them to do their own shows, asked them to do their own podcasts. We assisted them at the beginning. Now it's all them. It's their creativity. And you should see the struggles they have, because every week they got to come up with another idea.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So Teddy's been here the longest, so we pick on her more than anybody else. And here she is, and she's doing the co-host gig with Russ on Monday nights.
She should come out here, actually. Hey, Teddy, come on out.
Which we should bring her out here.
Yeah, she's doing a great job, too.
And she
Wait,
is.
But Freddie, but you're right. You made one statement. You said it's not just doing certain things. It's doing things in a certain way.
That's right.
And there's a book called by Waddles.
Oh, yes.
Wallace D.
yes.
Waddles. The Science
of Getting Rich.
It's only about 100 he wrote it in 1908. So it's only about 100 and maybe 80 pages long. Everyone should get it. It's not doing certain things. It's doing things in a certain way. The difference, the science of getting rich. A good book.
Beautifully said. I got
Take a
goosebumps.
mic.
It's true.
Yes,
And
well-
it's a small book, and it's very easy to read. Everybody should read it.
Excellent.
I agree.
You should.
And what's the book?
The Science of
The
Getting
Science,
Rich.
The Science of Getting Rich.
It was
okay.
written in 1908 by
Really?
Waddles. Yes. Excellent book.
So
Excellent.
1908, things still have not changed as far as we've come.
Well, look,
principles are
self-image,
the principles.
self-esteem, what she's talking about, your why, come on. Whether it be Madam J.C. Walker back in 1908, who became a multimillionaire with $1.50, or Annie Malone, but I mean, the history is there. The people who have accomplished, Andrew Carnegie, J.P. Morgan, the whole nine.
All of them.
All of them.
Bob Proctor. That's the book that inspired The Secret.
Interesting.
And you know how well that book did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was.
That's
What
a
they
freaky-
what they did was a great marketing, right? In grabbing a piece of knowledge, and they did a really good job in conveying the message, right?
Now,
Wait.
did you read The Secret?
Sure.
Yeah, Rona Byrne did it.
I read it 4 times.
She put it together.
And it wasn't until the 4th time that I read it I understood the message for me, because The
Right.
Secret has a message for everybody. And I was sitting in the car, and I forget this in Tampa, and it talked about how you have to see what you believe in
Yep.
order for it to accomplish, right? So there was a girl who owed me money, and I'm sitting there, and throughout the book, I'm reading pages after page, and I'm thinking about her saying, she owes me money, she's gonna call. She's gonna call me, she's gonna say, I got your money. And I'm reading, and around an hour afterwards, the phone rings. In my car, this is a true story.
True.
And it rings, and it's her. And she says, you know, I forgot, I had to send you some money, I forgot. And I look at the book, I got freaked out. I said, okay, I'm done with this.
I love it.
But that is the truth. If you believe it, it will happen. But you have to, there's a difference between believing and say you believe it, right? So I got Teddy and I got Slick over at the other sofa because one of the things that I always wanted to do was to have the kids, I call them kids, I call them my kids, is to go out there and perform at a level that they don't know what they're doing at all, with no expectation. I have none. It is just the act of doing. Okay? Once you have the act of doing, and then they get curious and they act and they do some more and some more until the point of, what am I going to do with my show tomorrow? See, they're thinking about doing it reactive. Once you do it because it's part of your DNA, you don't need to have anybody on your show to do it. You can do your show by yourself and talk about everything that's around you. So I got Slick and Teddy over here.
Hello.
And I want to congratulate again Teddy for doing the show with Russ.
Thank you.
Every other Monday. And we've always said that Teddy had a side to her that's, she gets it. You know, sometimes you get somebody, you meet them, and you say, boy, they really get it. And she understands. Teddy's, it's so scary now that I don't even finish my sentence, and she sort of knows where I want to go with this thing and in what direction.
Well, Teddy, what do you think when you're hosting now? Because you have your own show, Teddy Unscripted.
Yes.
And now, but now this is a different level. This is real radio at WNN with Russ, who you didn't even really know Russ before.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's completely a different type of show from what I'm used to doing because I'm used to doing Teddy Unscripted. I'm used to working on you guys' show. It's a completely different realm of genre and of people I get to talk to, and it's so amazing because Russ has so many different contacts that I get to interact with and I get to do research on. It's really awesome, and it's really cool being on live radio and having people, me and I were just talking about, people come up to you and they say, hey, I heard you on the radio, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot I was on.
By the way, how are your eyes?
My eyes?
Did Q help you with your eyes?
They're good for now. I got to keep doing my
exercises.
Yeah, my exercises.
But the unique thing about it is you're doing it. You know, if nothing else, and your peers, you go to FAU, you go to here, you go to there, you go to work anywhere, and you talk about, oh yeah, I've been on the radio. I had a show. I co-host a show. Okay? And all the kids are going to be taking their whack at being on radio because I think, you know, I've ever noticed that it's okay for negative ideas to flourish and how hard it is to get a positive idea to embed itself and flourish? So maybe we change the trend. Instead of having fights and arguments and everything else, maybe we look to the other side and say, things that you're not comfortable doing, you can still do them well. Is my concept on this thing. So congratulations. Slick is another one. Now I found out a little secret about Slick, that he actually went in and asked Jody, how did you do it? Is that true? But that's, you know, that's a big
question. So it's like, yeah, I would ask that. It's just like, I'm not recalling the time of me asking that because I asked Leslie Jacques the same way. And everybody that I met on, what is it, WNN, and whoever I touch, I always ask them.
And what did Jody tell you?
And Jody mostly told me just like, I would say, have a passion for it. And I always had a passion for media, radio, microphone, broadcasting in general, mass media, just creating. I always had a passion for.
But what you don't know, my friend, is that when you asked her that question, it's the first person outside of the business that she doesn't even know who he is that asked her. And she was taking, she sat down, she had to sit down and come to the realization that this is really happening. After 21 years, she has somebody come to her and say, can you tell me how you did it? Right? She's never been asked that question before. She always went to get a paycheck. She always went to work. Now she's working on a legacy. Now she's working on something that not in her wildest dreams of 21 years she thought would ever happen. And here she is. Do you know the accomplishment? It isn't so much what she says, it's how she got there, which is what I think as Russell was saying. It's the why. All of a sudden her why she was like this, and she sat there and she talked to me for 15 minutes. I just listened about how she felt accomplished because he asked her that question. That's how I know, by the way, that he did it. So I think that the ROI that everybody's looking for, it isn't always about money. It's great to make $1 million, but sometimes there's an ROI that will teach you the next step of making money. That's the way I've always seen it. And
We talk about that a lot, except now it's a little different because people have a why. Their why has changed, but is that why your passion? And you need a coach sometimes, or a lot of times. You and I get to bounce things off each other in our crew, and it's always a little bit whatever. But not everyone in business has someone to bounce it off of. They may be a solopreneur, they may be a coach, they may be a strategist, and they need that other set of ears or eyes to say, let's look at it this way, let's try it this way, and it's okay if it doesn't work. That's what this woman said from the Marlins. She said she never would, even if she hadn't gotten this job, she would never look at her life or jobs as a failure if she didn't get it, because her whole life has been a success and building and building and building. This was just one other step. Good morning, good afternoon. There's your mic covers.
Thank you. The amazing thing about this place is that there is not one idea, but a multiple number of ideas. If you look at the kids, they put together backdrops, they put together lower thirds, they do commercials, they do voiceover. You know, Slick is working in a language he doesn't even speak, and he's able to accomplish a commercial. You got to look at what's going on right now. Kids are hungry. You know, they don't want to give in to getting sick. They don't want to give in to virus. They don't want that. They want to expand and grow, and you got to give them an opportunity to do that. Because Russell, you know, you and me are probably the oldest people in this room, and there comes a time where we're giving that torch and say, come on, you got to bring it. You know, otherwise, as a culture, we're going to go backwards.
Teddy, what do you think about doing new business on Main Street?
I like it. I think it's super fun. I think it's, like I said, completely different from what I'm used to.
But as a business, as someone growing in this model of media, what is it like for you to level to this level?
I think if you asked me last year, it would have been something really unbelievable and really insane and really, I wouldn't have even thought I could get to that point. And I think through this year, especially working with you guys, and you give so many opportunities to try and be on the show, and you guys push us so hard, and you push us to do exactly what we're uncomfortable with, I think it's a little more, kind of like you said with the Marlins coach, that I'm like, yeah, no, this is my next step. Like, this is what I feel like was the next step that I got to do. But it was definitely, when I first started, that was not something that I could ever have thought that I got.
And all those naysayers that you said to you, why would you go into production as a business, as a career?
And
now what do you say?
I still have those people, and then I pull up a show and I say, well, I was just on live radio, so I don't really know what you're doing with your life. I have so many people who I went to school with who are like, well, I'm an intern at Saturday Night Live. I'm like, that's really cool. Have you ever been on the show? Has any of your ideas been used? I'm on live radio, so.
Yeah, big difference.
I gloat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And it's an accomplishment because, and it's funny because I think Teddy Unscripted helped you prepare
100%.
For you, because we had some bumps and
But
bruises.
that came out of this pandemic. That started when we went into isolation, and it was the four of us.
Yeah.
It was Teddy, Slick, you, and me. And we were trying to fill airtime when everyone else was home. And that's how Teddy Unscripted came to be in March or April.
And I want to say, Slick is still killing it, because I had to take a break from Teddy Unscripted because I had so much work to do. I didn't have time to focus on it, but Slick is still doing all his work, and he's still killing Slick Speaks.
Yeah, see, I tried my best on Slick Speaks, you know. But
yeah, you didn't post a podcast. I was looking for it last week.
No, true, because, you know, I am Amp Media New Dawn. So it's kind of like I got to make sure I got focus on the whole situation that we got going on right now.
You got to post it. And, you know, it's funny, Russell, because I push him. And I push them because in this business is unforgiving.
Most definitely.
You make one mistake and it's blown up. You do something good and it's about this big. So I tell them, you gotta, you know, when you're tired and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, go do your podcast. Put it out there. Have stuff in the can. So that if you get tired,
true, but my voice is, but it's late night. Okay, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. It was late night. I like that though.
I mean, you could do it.
Like, yeah, I could do that.
The object of the game is if everybody did it, you would see it.
Got
But a
you.
lot of people don't do it.
But now's the time to level up your business, whatever it is. And if you're looking for a new business, there's no better person to reach out to than Russ Johnson, because he knows business on Main Street. It's the best name. You know what's going on. You have the pulse of the community in business.
Yeah, I do. I think I do. But I am still a student. But a coach is key.
Yes.
So all the people who really achieve, I don't care if it's Bezos or Warren Buffett, all of them have coaches and partners around them. Because if you don't have a coach, you just lost. You gotta have a coach. You gotta have somebody who looks over your shoulder, guides you, directs you, and points you in a specific direction. It's very, very key. And you never, never, never should be without a coach, ever.
Sure. Get you out of your comfort zone. You know, we had Lady N on so much. She would push me, and now she's doing her own thing. But I have a lot more laid back time now, and I'm thinking I really shouldn't be having laid back time right now. I should really be pushing it a little bit harder.
Well, you can also create other spheres. Listen, I'm a firm believer that I'm thinking maybe doing something late night. I'm always thinking, we started with the kids. I would love to fill up a kids network on Saturday. I think that that's our future. I have that toy show that we did for children at the radio station, no less. And I had Valerie jump in there, and Valerie kept saying, what am I going to talk about? She was brilliant.
She did a great job.
Do you know, 5 minutes into that show, she turned into a little kid. It was amazing. I left the room because I didn't want to put any pressure on her. But I was listening outside the room, and she was talking about all sorts of, she led a show. Look at the tape, is what I tell her. Look at it. You guys are good at what you do. Believe in you, and watch what happens. I can show it to you. Amazing.
It was great. I was watching it here with Teddy. The crew has done an amazing job. And Russ, I'm so glad you've got new business on Main Street going with new businesses. Who do you have next week coming up?
It's a Dr. Susan Boston. She'll be on next week. She's a physician out of Pennsylvania, and she works with women specifically in terms of health issues, and she's marketing with her patients Soul International.
Nice.
Soul Rain.
Very cool.
I got to
And
take
she's
a
going
look
to
at
talk
that.
about, yeah.
And Lena, what you're doing, and Russ is right, everyone needs a coach.
Oh, you
and
have to have
coaches
it.
need
If you don't have a
coaches.
coach, you just missed. I mean, for years and years and years, I didn't have a coach, so I was wandering and stumbling and fumbling. I have a coach now, so what can I say?
It makes a big difference, right?
Yeah.
It's the accountability of saying, would
helps me
you
to
do
get to
this
90.
today?
Accountability, also raising the bar, raising expectations,
Yeah.
right? It's huge.
You know, it's really funny. I had a conversation with my son over the weekend, and we were talking about when you are in this business, you're chasing that client. You have a client, then the client, it takes a little bit to put things together. And if you're doing it by yourself, you're talking about a lot of man hours. It does happen. I've seen that you've been on the computer a lot longer now, doing proposals and everything else. And in this game, what begins to happen is that people around you don't understand why you're spending so much time doing it. And all of a sudden, he says to me, Dad, I remember you telling me this, and I didn't believe you. But it happens. And he understands the difference. And you may have to work at 2 in the morning because your family wants you there from 6 to 9, 6 to 10, or whatever. And then you got to have to go after it afterwards. But in this business, if you're looking for somebody to come and say to you, nice job, it's very rare. A coach will do that for you. People that know the business will do that for you. But this can be a very 2-3 minute, congratulations, good job, and that's it. You're done.
But you don't do it for that. You do it because you have back to your why. You do it because you love what you do,
Right.
and you have your why.
Right, but the bottom line here is that sometimes you don't realize you hit your why because you ain't got nobody to bounce it off of, and you're sitting there wondering what happened. Right? Did I make it? Did I not make it? How do you improve your product? A whole lot of stuff psychologically happens.
A lot of stuff.
So get it done, get it going, make it louder. Don't sit back and wait for the door to knock. You got to knock it down.
How do people find you, Lena, if they want a coach?
The easiest way to find me is going to my website, www.linasosa.com, LINASOSA.
In English and in
.com.
Spanish.
In English and in Spanish.
And accountability, she's here every Monday doing fuego, always delivering a message. to the masses.
And if you have a business, Latino or not, because Fuego is Spanish, English. It isn't just Spanish. Give us a call. We'll put you on there. We'll talk to Lena's on Monday. We have other people Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Object of the game is business is business. It doesn't need to be just Spanish. It could be English and Spanish or Spanglish. I'm still
Absolutely.
working for Slick. They gave me a Haitian show.
Kringlish.
Kringlish.
And the dog out. No, it's on the way.
And Russ, how do people find you and your show?
New Business on Main Street.
And to get involved with this product?
Oh, yeah, right. You can go to New Business on Main Street, and
Okay.
it'll come up. And the other one to get, if people just want my telephone number, they can go askformynumber.com.
Oh, nice.
Ask
For
for
my number.
my
Number.
what's number?
.com.
It's there, but
Okay.
the
I thought it
website will
was a
come
phone
up
number.
with my number facing me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it says how to, people are a little skittish about passing out cards. So I just say, well, go to askformynumber.com and you have my number.
I love that.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, I think we've got
I love
Elena
it.
Rodriguez joining us from Indiana, another one of our Fuego hosts with a powerful message. So stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption, for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Bring it, wake it up. You need another cup of. How do you like that coffee, by the way?
It's
I
good 'cause
actually
you
made
made
a pot.
it. I know.
It's not bad though.
You like cooking now. You're cooking 4 stoves, 4 burners over the
know.
weekend.
I can't tell you I like it, but
Everybody
I'm
here is going to
feeling-
put in an order for you to make them.
Only if it's the weird things that I like to make.
Weird things.
You know,
Do
vegetable
you
chili
cook,
and.
Do you cook meats, like pork chops and things? Do you do
I
that?
used to.
Okay, not I used to, but do you do it?
Recently, no. But can I? Yes.
Recently, like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago?
Way before I met you.
That'll be 20 years ago.
It's been a long time.
Do you like to cook?
I don't mind cooking. It's the cleanup, and then no one even really cares. People just eat. They inhale. So you can spend it. I was in the kitchen for 2 hours yesterday. You know what? At the end of the day, I've got a refrigerator filled with vegetables.
Well, why didn't you?
And
What? Vegetable? What do you cook? How do you cook a vegetable?
I made chili, and I made my soup, and there's a little bit of chicken
But everybody
left,
here
and
would eat it. Why did you put it in the fridge?
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Wow.
No, I don't mind it, but it was 2 hours, and normally you make dinner, right? You spend all this time, they sit down, they inhale in 10 minutes watching TV, and you're done, and you think, I could heat up something in plastic for all of that.
No. It's not the
But
same.
I'm getting to the point where I need to cut the inflammation out of my body. So I'm thinking of what Russ is doing. So I'm going to try and change up what I'm doing and eat healthier, eat more whole foods, less processed foods, and look at some other products, because it's not just diabetes, it's not just weight. I know, it's not just my weight thing. It's inflammation and how you feel as a whole. It's arthralgias and body aches, and as we age, we may not look any different on the outside, but on the inside, sometimes we don't feel as great as we know we could.
And I got a secret for you. Throw away the dishes.
That's why I use paper.
Throw away the pots. Throw everything away and then start new.
Paper, I'm all in
Now
on
we
paper.
have throwaway microphone covers. You thought I was going to say the other word. We bought throwaway microphone covers because everybody says, how do you sanitize these things? So we got a whole stack. Hey, Vinny's in the house.
Jensen's in the house.
Hey,
Good to
Jensen.
see you.
I love your shirt.
I love my shirt too.
You're not even from the Bronx.
I'm from Queens, ironically.
Really?
Yeah.
Russell, are you from the Bronx? No. Anybody here from the Bronx?
You?
Anyone? No? Anyone?
You're from the Bronx? You're so full of beans. Bronx where? Where's the Bronx located? The Bronx Zoo is in the Bronx. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
I used to go to the zoo like every weekend.
Get out.
All right, we got Elena on the line. Let's bring Elena over. She's carving out some time in the middle of her day for us, all the way from Indiana. There's Elena Rodriguez. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, how are you both today?
We are great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's Monday and it's a new week, and let's go. Absolutely.
I have to tell you, you are so inspirational. And I borrowed the 15 days of gratitude from her 30 days of gratitude going into Thanksgiving. But every day, and we talked about this earlier in the show, is you show up and you show up for who you are and what you do. Not just, here I am, I'm a mom, about really your message of what you're doing. The little chairs you're doing, I think about you all the time. The rocking chairs, you create those also?
Yep. That started. They're called my Christmas in Heaven chairs, and it started. I saw this poem several years ago, and I lost my dad. I lost my stepdad, and I just made one for myself. And I always share myself. And over the years, they've just grown around the holidays, and I make them every year for people, either for themselves or to give to someone that lost someone. And they just mean so much. And it's creativity for me. It clears my head, and it has good meaning behind it. So yeah, that's just something I do every year.
Well, that's amazing, because those 2 rocking chairs belong to Linda and her brother, who she lost. And the other day I was driving down Beaucaire, and there was a rocking chair. Somebody put it out to throw it out, and I took it and I put it in the back of my car. And I don't know why, but it's sitting in a corner of my house, and I don't sit in it.
I was going to ask Elena to make one for you, but I didn't know if it would be okay, because I didn't know if you wanted to conjure up memories of someone who passed. So every time you see it, do you want to actually think about that? So I told you, your Christmas list in my head is enormous. I have not gotten you anything, but in my head, you've got a very long Christmas list.
So I'm going to have 15 rocking chairs?
In my brain, anyway.
I'm gonna walk into a rocking chair in every room?
In my head, anyway. But you put a really, really great post out yesterday, and I want you to share that, because we talk about what it's like for the holidays, and it's not just Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. We've got Thanksgiving coming up, and things for some people aren't getting any better right now. So I want you to share really your motivation of yesterday.
Well, thank you. I share the moment I'm inspired to share. So if you follow me, you know that I'll show up looking like I just rolled out of bed. It's like, if it hits me, I'm going to share it. And yesterday morning, it was cold and windy where I live, and I was scrolling through Facebook. I was catching up on email, and I was just bombarded with all of these Black Friday specials and sales and deals, and buy this and buy that. And it put me right into the moment of when my husband died on Christmas Eve of 2018. And it put me in that moment of when I walked in the house about 7 a.m. on Christmas Eve morning, and there was not a present under the tree, not even thought of, because my husband had been in the hospital for several weeks, and he died on Christmas Eve. And I have 2 children. I have 2 sons. I hadn't grocery shopped, so there was no holiday meal planned. And I just felt the urge to let people know, especially as hard as 2020 has been for everyone. I don't think there's anyone that hasn't been impacted. But just that reminder that if you don't have the money to buy the things and to celebrate abundantly and buy the presents, you're going to be okay. It will be okay. And although my circumstance was different because I suffered death, it's still, as a mom, I'm going to probably get choked up. As a mom, you want to provide happy holidays for your kids. And it wasn't that I couldn't buy them presents. It's that, that wasn't even a thought on my mind. So if there's people that are feeling like they're going to be less loved, or the celebration is going to be less enjoyable, or they just feel like they're lacking, it's important to remember that you are the gift. The special conversations and the time, that's the gift. It's not about the presents. And I just had to share that yesterday because I got choked up thinking about how that felt. with nothing under the tree, and no meal to serve my family, and nothing but death. And I know there's a lot of people struggling this year, and maybe for the first time, they're facing financial issues. So this is all new to them. And if they place worth on giving presents and they can't do that this year, they're beating themselves up, and they shouldn't.
And I thought it was a really, really powerful message, because you've walked this walk. This isn't even just you saying, don't worry about it, this is the situation, it's okay. You've been there. You've been there before. A lot of people were there. You know what it's like to have children going through this. And here you are on the other side as our Fuego host also on Thursdays, which is spectacular.
Yes. Yeah, it was,
you left him speechless.
I think someone had asked my sister, like, what could we do to help? And my sister said, there's no food in the house. Like, she hasn't grocery shopped for almost a month. We ate at the hospital. So they bought a meal, like one of those holiday family meals, and brought it to us. So talk about swallowing your pride. And it was a hard place to be. And so if there are people struggling this year, feeling like they're less of a person, or that they're not going to be valued or loved as much because they don't have things to give, they matter. It's not the gifts.
And as a coach, we talked about your why on the 12 o'clock hour. Has your why changed?
Yes. Before my husband died, I wanted to go into executive leadership coaching. I'm a certified coach and trainer. And after his death, it shifted in the sense that so many of us are not living our dream. We're not living our passion, and we are not promised tomorrow. So my why is I fight for dreams. I've fought my way through grief to build mine, and that's what I help people do now. I teach broken men and women how to pick up their pieces and rebuild their dream. Because when life crumbles on you, and it will, it's important to know that there's support, and the dream can sometimes turn out so much better than you originally thought, but you have to use that pain. You have to know how to harness the energy and the power that pain holds, because it can either propel you forward or it can hold you stuck for the rest of your days. And that's my why, is to make sure that it's used to breathe life into your dream while you're here to live it.
You know, it's interesting that you brought up kids. Children during the holidays, especially Christmas, everybody wants to be able to give something to your nephews, your cousins, your children, because it's just tradition of the way you were brought up. And sometimes you have, especially those people right now that are having a hard time. If you saw what happened in Dallas over the weekend, there was a 5-mile long cars that they were putting food in trunks because people they had no food on the table. And we did a show today about kids and toys, trying to keep it under $10, $5, $3, $2. Just so you can maybe buy something to give to kids. But sometimes even $3 is tough money. You know, sometimes you want to, but you can't. So you have to be creative. You're gonna have to do cupcakes, or maybe you do something on the lawn. We have DJs in here. We've been talking to them. You can bring in a DJ to do a holiday deal so they feel some music will fill this. So something different. You know, doing something for kids because the money is not going to be there. And then there's the psychology of it not being there. And then there's the failure button and all this other stuff. And you're gonna have to tighten the screws right now mentally because it can't be worse. You know, it's funny you talk about death and losing your husband. When I lost my mother in a hurricane, there was nothing to eat. We had nothing. We had no water. We had no power. We had nothing. A friend of mine had gasoline. That's how I got to him from the airport. He had a gas station, and he knew me from the day, and I got in that way. But we found a way. You know, we found things from people who had stuff. I brought 200 pounds of cans and found a way. And sardines never tasted so good in my life. I don't even like them. And I loved them. And it's sometimes you got to find a way. When it looks darkest, you got to dig deep and find a way. You know, you're graduating next month. Congratulations. That's an accomplishment. You know, now begins your journey, because now, what do? It's that fear of next month and the month after. And where do we go? And what are we looking for? And I understand what you're saying. You know, you have to be creative. You got to look where you never looked before, because it's there. And greatness will come if you build it.
And I think it's a time to instill lessons in our family. And I had this conversation with my daughter. It was last night or this morning. I told you about the conversation. And it's a lot like what you're saying, is you have to take those feelings of the past. We can't get rid of our past. It is what it is.
Right.
But we can either take it and we can be a victim to it, or we can take it and say, this is my motivation and my why, as Russ says, to move forward and find the dream that you want to live and your passion and your purpose, and go for it. And these are the choices that we have to make.
Yeah, and it's also important to recognize that the holidays amplify emotion anyway. So if you're in love and you're in a happy relationship around the holidays, you're so much more in love, and everything's like so much better. And if you're low and feeling lonely, you feel more alone. Like everything around the holidays just gets amplified. So it's important to realize that we need to really be there for the people that are feeling low, because they're feeling much more lower around the holidays than any other time. And it's important to just be honest too. You know, I cried in front of my kids and let them know that it hurt me that I didn't buy them anything for Christmas. And of course they understood, but I still needed to talk about it. I didn't want to act like this thing didn't exist. And we talked about it, and we found other things to do, and they made me laugh, and we just supported each other through a difficult time, but I opened up the conversation.
I want to ask
so they
you,
could even share.
Elena, because we talk a lot about your story, and you share your story, and you wrote a spectacular book, and you are a coach. How did this affect your kids? Because this is something that kids are being affected now, whether it be through death, or maybe losing a grandparent, or maybe not being in school, or not seeing your friends, or not going to prom. How are your kids doing?
My kids are doing very well. I talk to them daily, like deep conversations. We focus on what they're passionate about. My oldest son is starting his business. He's 19 and he's following his dream. And my 15-year-old, he has his vision of what he wants to do. And so we've been spending time talking about that. But I actually pull out questions to have them dig deeper into what does that look like for them. So they've got something exciting to look forward to, and we're building it. So it's communication. I don't hide anything from them, but they're older, but it's finding what they're passionate about. And you can tell by when they start talking about this, their voice fluctuates, their energy rises, and instead of shooting their dream down, I ask questions and I want to know more, and I want them to do the research, and that's keeping them occupied, is looking forward.
What type of clients do you coach?
I coach men and women. I do personal coaching, and it's mostly lifestyle coaching. So what that means is if money's an issue, if you find yourself saying, I don't have time, when I find the time, time's not hiding from us, but it's ticking, it's moving. So I work with time management, and really just what is that passion? What's the goal that you have? So I call it a dream. Not everybody uses the term dream, but if you have that hidden tug in your gut that there's something more, I work one-on-one with you to discover what that is, and then we find a way to build it. And that's who I work with.
Pretty powerful.
It's good stuff because you got to work in the core before you can work out of core. And I think that's been the theme of today. You got to take a good look. You know, sometimes the biggest gift you can give anybody is a mirror.
Yeah.
Because therein lies the truth.
Oh, your Christmas list keeps growing. I feel like Santa Claus, and I'm not having to buy you anything.
I'm not asking you to give me anything.
In my brain, though, it's like, okay, get Freddie this and this. There's so many things. If I could just virtually give everyone everything that I want to give them.
Right. You know, it's funny, Freddie, because you mentioned mirror, and I held a workshop the end of last year before everything shut down, and every participant got this like little mirror. And when we were working through the workshop, it was I made it fun in that moment to hold the mirror up to yourself and look at what role do you play in this? And it became a fun activity, but everybody got to take that mirror home with them as a reminder that sometimes you have to look in the mirror and make the changes within yourself first. So
amazing. Elena, thank you so much. You can find Elena at brokenstronger.com, which is, go ahead.
Yes.
I know, we're going to change the air filter for you.
You're killing me. I can't take it.
I just want you to know, for 3 weeks I've been asking them to change the air filter, and he says, well, no, because when you change it, you got to buy new ones. Yeah. And so today he finally says, all right, Slick and Vinny, can you guys change the air filter? So what happens in Florida? Tell everyone how they can find you.
Yes, you can find me at brokenstronger.com, but mostly on Facebook right now. My page is Elena Rodriguez Lifestyle Coaching, and find me there.
You're awesome. Elena also hosts our Fuego 2.0 on Fridays. Keep spreading. Thursdays, I'm sorry. Madeline's on Fridays, on Thursdays. Incredible. Thank you so much. I love everything you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Russ Johnson, our crew. We haven't heard from Mia since she went out on Thursday to be a guest bartender. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are on fire. So let's spread your business like a wildfire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Café TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we ignite.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561 405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carbon Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or CarbonCareLaser.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. I'm choking to death here.
No, please don't do that.
Now I have a whole mental pill.
And these roses come to us from the Florida Love Show last Friday. These are beautiful. Fun that airs every Friday at 3 o'clock at Ant Media Production Studios. A lot of stuff going on. We got Chenzo back in the house, which is nice. Vinny, come on out and let us know how your vacation was. Mia, how was last week? We didn't see you last week.
It was fun. Yeah, I did the Myers Lounge hosting bartending event on Thursday. It was fun. Slick was there.
How was
So
it
got
though?
some drinks.
What's
It was like not too busy. They're still really new. They just opened like last week, so they're still kind of getting their like organizing and figuring out who's gonna work when. But it's definitely a cool place. It's a cool lounge.
You were a guest bartender?
Yes,
What'd
I
you
was. For drinks, yeah, I made
you
some
there,
rum
Vinny?
and coke.
Oh, so I heard you had your own pizza.
No, I stole
didn't
some
get the
people's pizza.
I heard you ate the whole pie.
No, like what?
One of those pieces is mine.
How's it my fault?
Me too.
I'm so serious. One of those pies were mine.
I didn't see your name on it.
And I came back and I had breathed on pizza. Don't say you breathed.
You guys are so funny.
Like, how's it my fault? I don't see your name on it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Where was he? He got there late, first of all, right?
Yeah.
I was putting
So
on.
you ate the pizza.
I was putting
You didn't know it
on
was
my
him?
last touch of eyeliner. You gotta hit the night.
I mean,
I'm going down to
that's
Clematis.
fair. That's fair. I
Nah,
guess.
I was
Tell
going down to
Russ what
Clematis.
Myers is.
Yeah.
There's a new
Myers
club that's
Lounge.
opened up on Clematis, and they've been here promoting their new location for the past couple weeks. So Mia was the guest bartender. One of our other shows, they were the DJ. A guest DJ was, what, $15 bottomless wine night.
Yeah.
And so our crew's been going up, having a good time. When Freddie and I are here working with Valerie and Teddy, the rest of them are up having the club, they're making drinks, they're dancing.
Eating pizza.
The good life.
The good life. And then
Sounds fun.
and tomorrow we have a meeting at another club.
Yeah.
That's right, we've got
Our
that tomorrow
house.
morning.
You got to go to our house over here. It's called Our House, which is in a hotel.
In Boca?
Right around the corner here on Federal.
Ooh, Boca
Look at the
Plaza.
hotel, the Boca Plaza Hotel. We've got a meeting there in the morning.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
Ooh.
there's going to be another place that we're hitting. And then I got another phone call for another place, which is further south. We'll see how that works out. Crazy Uncle Mike is coming on
On Friday, right?
Friday.
I go
So
there
we're
all
going
the
to talk
time.
about doing something over there as well with him. But it's trying to expand what we do. We understand that the numbers have gone up in one direction. We didn't expect that either, but we're talking to people trying to get their businesses going. So what was your number one drink that you made on Thursday night?
Definitely wine because it was unlimited wine night, but it was funny because they don't really have any specialty drinks yet. They don't have a menu, and people kept asking me for like a special drink. So I found a fish bowl. Like they had a bunch of them, so I ended up making people like giant blue fish bowl drinks. They were like really strong, and
What you
people
put in
liked them.
God,
It's like you don't want to know.
God,
I made them basically
know.
like Long Island's, which means it has the entire liquor shelf of alcohol. You put vodka, rum, tequila, gin, triple sec, blue curacao,
A good
sour
night.
mix, and then I put a bunch of candy in it because that's all I had. But the people loved it.
Did anybody know you were doing this?
Mad
Yeah, they told me
scientist.
make something,
much.
and I was like, I
So
got
that's what you came up with.
Of course.
Of
made-
course.
A fish bowl is always customarily a very strong drink. It's supposed to be like strong
It's
but
like the
sweet.
kitchen sink.
Yeah,
like kid-
basically.
Mad science.
That's Frankenstein's monster right there.
Did anybody taste it?
They
Did you
didn't
guys
have
know?
one. They probably. It's a good thing you guys didn't.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
want
fat.
to try it. I'm
You
down
wouldn't
to
have been
try
driving
things like
home.
that.
Thanks, I had to
Just say
drive
that.
home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't drink that
so-
and drive home for
My
sure.
goodness gracious. And she had all, you know how to make a Long Island iced tea?
Of course.
So it has six liquors, right?
Long Island iced tea is basically what I just said. It's vodka, gin, rum, tequila, triple sec, sour mix, and Coke. That's an
And
easy
no
one.
candy. I guess that would be the difference.
No,
And no blue curacao.
Blue
Long Island
Curacao.
iced tea. Have I had a Long Island iced tea? They're delicious.
They taste so good. That's what's weird about them. They taste very good, and you can't taste that there's all that alcohol. That's why young people always like them. That was my first drink when I turned 21. That was my favorite.
So this fishbowl, did you call it the Mia Special?
I didn't come up with a name for it, but I should have called it the Mia Special. It was for 2 people, I should add, too. It wasn't for 1 person.
Oh,
And it was
okay,
just
now
your
that makes sense.
And it was her birthday last week also.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
It's for 2 people. The 2 of you should have gotten a drink. You could have shared a fishbowl.
You're
You two
getting
are
older,
hilarious.
Mia. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
In this
older.
time of, stuff, because you've been coughing all day, but I'm not going to say it. But in this time of coronavirus, there's no sharing right now.
Viruses?
True that.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know Vinny.
Yeah. It was
True.
mostly like couples that were ordering them, and I'd give
You
them
guys
2
are a
straws.
couple.
Yeah.
No, hard
couldn't be
pass.
cute.
Hard
Vinny, I
pass.
gotta tell you, we missed you last week.
I'm definitely the one wearing the pants, bro, by the way.
You're going with this. Hard pass.
Vinny
Don't go
has a sense of humor, Slay.
Don't go with
Russell,
this.
meet Vinny the Joke Man. I don't know if you've met him at NN. He works there on Monday and Tuesdays.
Hello.
No, he hasn't met him yet.
This is Russell. Russell has a show on Mondays. We missed you last week for sure.
I miss
Ask
me too,
Slick.
guys. That's what I did. I miss me too.
So how's the move going? I was gonna ask you how.
I want to cry so much.
You moved in?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot
Everything-
of stuff. Boxes, clothes, technology.
So you're all
TV.
set up? Everything's good?
I just need to fix some cables. That's about it.
How do you like the
Exciting.
independence?
Happy. Time to, as the young kids say, raise the roof. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
There's no better feeling than moving out on your own for the
Thank
first
you,
time.
Val. Thank you. Sorry for
Don't
that.
you live at home with mom?
No, I
Oh,
live
you
on
have
my
your
own. And when I first moved out, I moved out 4 years ago, and it was a great year. The whole year was amazing.
And never look back, right?
Never looked back.
A few glances here and there, but yeah.
I miss the
glances.
cooking. That's about it. I miss the food.
So how do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Let's start there.
Thanksgiving, my mom always makes like everything for Thanksgiving. This year, my cousins are coming down from Colorado, though, so we're actually doing like a family reunion on Thanksgiving.
So you go back home and you have the meals and stuff?
Yeah, I just go to my mom's house in Boynton, and we always cook a lot of food.
And Vinny, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh, we just buy chicken, any kind of chicken, roast chicken, fried chicken, anything but turkey.
What?
We don't
That's
like
the
turkey.
most un-American Thanksgiving
doesn't
I've
eat
ever heard.
turkey.
Wow,
either.
wow.
So where do you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and pick up a chicken?
No, we go to Publix. to
He
get
brings
the
home
awesome
the
chicken.
bucket.
They
Yeah,
do.
they are voted #1 in Florida.
Russ,
Yeah.
what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Same thing I do every day.
Talk in your mic.
I'm sorry. Make a few calls, talk to a few people, kind of just cool out.
Do you celebrate with a turkey?
No, not necessarily. No.
Thank you.
See, hard pass on the turkey.
Do you
turkey's
have
not
food?
praised.
Do you eat pumpkin pie, anything like that?
80s.
Well, I don't eat that much, you know.
Yeah,
I,
there you go.
I live alone and that kind of thing, so, you know, I take it easy.
Oh, there you go. I'm thinking, because it's going to be only me and Linda, I'm thinking of getting some Popeye chicken.
You should invite some people over. You should invite Russ over, Israel.
I can't do that.
Why?
Because it's corona's. They said not to do it.
Maybe
I could
Gio
do
will
it. I
come
could do
over.
it with computers.
Are they doing the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade?
Oh, they are, but
Only virtual.
Virtual.
yeah.
Well,
I
it'll
wonder
be
what
the
that's
same
gonna
for
be
us
like.
because it's going to be on TV.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be, people can't watch it.
I never was there last year because my little sister was on the float.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the candy. Which one is it? Sour sweet candy. I forgot.
How'd
What
you get on the
Sour
float?
Patch.
yeah, there you go. Sour Patch.
How
Yeah,
old is your
I-
little sister?
What? She's 10 right now.
Wow.
So I
That's
never
so
last year like,
cute.
hey, Amelia's baby. I was yelling out loud to embarrass her.
That's very
Were you in
cute.
New York?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Right by a balloon, tie my Casper, the cat,
The friendly ghost?
And have him run around the house. That's my
Nice.
parade.
You tie a balloon to your cat. God bless you.
And he's on the tree. That's what I do.
You're crazy.
Well, how do you anybody? I lived in New York for 42 years and never went to the Macy's parade. No, because it really didn't
What about
interest me to watch a balloon go by. Go, oh, okay. And I
What
gotta
about
go
the
home.
Statue of Liberty?
I've been there.
Okay.
Did you ever do New Year's Eve in New York
Oh.
City?
Never did New Year's
No.
That one I'm too. There's too many people.
Yeah.
Eve. It was crazy.
Now they definitely aren't doing that either.
But I
It's
tell you what
millions
I
of
did
people.
do. I went to the roof of my building, the rooftop, which is in Manhattan. So all the fireworks and everything else, we had a little party on the roof.
That would be nice.
That was cool.
Booyah.
And I had to give the people downstairs a couple of dollars because they could hear you pouncing around. And I said, come on up. And we had a cooler and all that.
It's totally different. Holidays are different this year, but I think they can be more meaningful. I think this is the year to make it as meaningful as you can and really go back to the simpler things. Maybe I'll even cook, I don't know. But actually, I'm thinking of cooking with my family, with the girls, with Chelsea and Ashley and Aaron, and putting something together and everyone make a little bit of something that they want to partake in.
You know, Florida is kind of strange because it can be January, right? And everybody goes to the beach. In New York, when there's 6 feet of snow, nobody goes to the beach, right? That's the best time to go. When there ain't nobody there but snow. And you go to the beach and you do a little bonfire and your stuff is in the water because the water's ice cold. And that's when fun begins. You can't do that in Florida.
You just gotta have fun a different way. And I love all the coaches we have on. I love
Depends
everything
on
we've
the
been able to
beach.
put together with Russ.
beach?
It depends on the beach, though.
What beach?
I like the Delray Beach. It's very quiet at night.
You could say Delray. You could say Dania.
First
I
of
don't
all,
like
don't go to
Dania.
the
I don't
beach
like
at
Dania.
night in Florida because you're shark bait.
Shark. Oh, I
Hoo-ha.
don't go in the water.
Sharks
And
eat at night.
Shark Bay, hoo-ha.
I don't go in
I
the
can see
water.
you skinny dipping with this guy at night. I know what you're doing.
Wow.
Oh,
Tell
that's
them what
so
happened.
not right.
Don't follow.
Equally offensive on
Tell
every.
them what happened last week.
Why is that offensive?
Don't add on to it. This is not the truth.
Even-
There's
Vinny's having a ball
there's
with
no
it.
action right now.
Then even Slick missed you last week on Friday afternoon. He went, and where's Genzo?
See, facts, yeah. We did have like a
I was
little
thinking of you guys
explosion.
while I was like sleeping. So, I was like, I'll
Sleeping?
think of him the next day. It's like,
He thinks of us for he's
How's your
sleeping.
new job going?
Erotic
Michael? You got a lot of
dreams.
stuff going on.
Very
yeah,
erotic.
definitely. Working in radio, working in vitamin shop.
What kind of vitamins are at the vitamin shop?
Something kids take.
Oh, children only?
That's what all the kids are doing.
Is it a one a day? Hello.
He packs them.
I know, but don't you think he should know what he's packing?
I'm sure they're fine.
You ever have one? You ever see a bottle?
It's fine.
Probably some fish oil, some creatine.
Yes,
it's fine. Nothing dangerous, I assure you.
I gotta tell you, I see a couple packages over there, and see that box, that brown box right there? That is a gift from Jennifer Berkowitz. That
Aw.
is the crunchy soap that you asked for.
Crunchy. We had to put that crunchy thing back together.
Remember? So she wanted to send us each some
Yeah, this
soap.
may be something you're going to really like, this stuff.
It's toxin-free makeup, skincare for men and women.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That does sound cool.
Now, let me ask you, we had that lady that dropped off the stuff. Have you used it?
And that
The
would
soap,
refer to...
the Mia and all that? Mia
Yes,
sometimes.
actually, Karma Bath Company.
Yeah,
Have
that
you
was
been using it?
awesome. Yeah, I love it. I got like the foot one. It's like a foot scrub, and I love that. And then I got like a body scrub, and I love both
you
of
use
them.
it?
Yeah, they smell so good, and it made my arms really soft. I've been using it in the shower.
Have you been using it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Thank
I love the way this smells. I walk around like this.
So do you use the same soap on your hair and your body?
I use it as, it's already gone. I use it everywhere. My ears, I don't care. I mean, you gotta smell this. This is like delicious.
Should I go up and smell you?
Not right now. Blind forms to the left. But I'm gonna tell you, doesn't it smell good? It really does, all kidding aside. First of all, I love to smell good. If you don't smell good in my book, not a good thing.
You're
Because you're
hilarious.
gonna hear it. I'm gonna tell you, you stink. Get that stuff away. But
Rude.
not rude, but I just can't live with it because
If you smell sour, yeah.
That's right. You smell sour mussels.
And Russ
Me?
calls
Oh,
you
no,
again
not
for
at
another
all.
show.
Oh, wait,
He's
mussels?
cracking me up.
Gotta
Russ
have
loves
muscles
to
on
have
your
a good time.
muscles.
I
you like
remember
having
Russ
fun?
did the UFO show. You want to talk about funny? This guy does a UFO show. Do you remember the colonel from the Air Force that waited to talk to
Sure,
you?
Billy.
Billy, remember
Hollow
that?
Earth,
True
uh-huh.
story. They was flying that bomber, and he was with the UFOs.
Yeah.
How'd you get involved doing a UFO show?
Well, I know all those people. I've been doing UFO shows since in the 90s.
Wow.
But I just
UFO
kind of
show?
backed off and focused on business. But I used to go to all the UFO conferences, read all the books, talk to all the people. So
Well, you interviewed someone last week with Teddy.
yeah,
Uh,
Teddy.
the show that
Ted Marr.
And who is Q?
Q, I don't
When
know.
he talks to Q and Q,
Well, he talks to a lot of people.
Okay.
You know, Ted.
so they come through Ted.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's an intuitive.
Oh, okay.
Be it John Kennedy, be it Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, they come talk to him. And that's called an intuitive.
And he was talking to Kennedy. He made me play the tape
I got you.
on Friday.
Yeah.
And Facebook is changing how they're doing business now.
Uh-huh.
So there are certain pages that have transferred over and certain that have not. But Ted's has, and because I'm an admin,
Mhm.
I get to see all the places that Ted shares his show. Over 250 shares.
Wow.
But he doesn't do all of them. He does as many as he can. But some of those pages that he shares on, the response is like out of this world. No pun intended.
But
Now, when you had your show at 6:30, people were calling the radio station at midnight because they were in California,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody wanted to be on this UFO show. So when he started this, I said, well, "Who the hell's going to listen to this?" Number one show at NN was when Russell did this thing, and there were stories. Everybody has a story.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice? Everybody has a "I see the lights" type of deal.
Even in the studio.
That's right.
Remember those guys in the studio had the stories?
That was unbelievable. And there were people
Yeah.
that were waiting to talk to Russell when he came off the set. But if you think about your life, I know when I was in Puerto Rico, and there was these girls that lived across the way, they came running over, and it was like twilight, it was getting dark already. And we saw these lights over El Yunque in a row, red lights. And they went like this. And I looked, and everybody looked, and we said, we can't tell nobody that. They're gonna think we're crazy. But that was what the colonel wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Remember? He says, oh, I can't do this, the military and all that. But do you have a story? Think about it. When you were growing up, one story. Everybody, you have a story?
I'm a walking story.
Do you have a story?
No.
You never seen anything
A
different?
story about aliens?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lights in
yeah.
the sky, something different?
I love stuff about that, but I've never experienced any
Um,
sightings.
I think probably saw one at the beach. Could be like airplane really high, but I never saw like a little orange thing in the sky, a little blimp, like just flying around like a little bit crazier than usual. Like can't airplane doesn't go that crazy maneuver? Maybe.
Yeah, I definitely think it has to be true 100% because the world is so small and there's so many other planets. We're like only a little like dot in the solar system. So how is there not? I don't think there's people, but there's things out there.
Kind of a scary thought, right? Like,
Yeah.
if we find out there's life outside our solar system, that's scary too.
Which you
but
know there has to be.
it has to be. But what happened? We found out we're the only ones left in the universe. That's a scary thought.
Well, if you listen to Russell's show, Ted came on, and this Q guy says that we are food for other species.
Ew.
True?
Well, that's what he said. Ted was saying that.
He said that
Like
I
in the
went to
soil.
hide under the table. when he said that.
That's
know.
like some alien movie stuff right there.
Well, that's like the cycle of life.
Thank you.
Well, like the
Thank
worms.
you, Zumba.
the-
The cycle of life. Wasn't that the tiger that said that? The cycle of life.
well, yeah, yeah.
What, you don't think I'm going to be somebody's hamburger? What's the
Well,
matter
yeah,
with you?
to the bugs.
They're just looking for you to be
To the
ripe.
buns.
That's
no pun
it.
intended. What was that?
They're looking for you to be ripe. Then don't worry.
That's why you get the muscles going. You can feed two.
Oh no, not at all.
Like that
No,
Twilight
that's
Zone
gonna be-
episode,
gonna be
To
hard.
Serve Man.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? You seen that Twilight Zone episode?
Yes.
So
I
sad.
love the
hilarious.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone?
I know there's so many shows now. I mean, Gaia, and you got George Norrie. He's been doing a lot of shows, Beyond Belief and all that. There's so many shows now.
Yeah.
Well, they have it. I remember when you first started the alien show, they had just started the beginning of the UFO show.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I talked about it because we said, what is it? They're listening to our conversations and they actually have it on the cable channel. I watch it at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things that they have, you know, the crop duster thing, not the crop duster, but the crop
circles.
Mm-hmm. Come on, that's a little spooky, man.
Aliens.
Yeah.
You wake up and they're there? Really? And they're so big that no one person could have done that. You need a whole, 100 people to do these things.
Definitely a whole nother presence.
Like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
You ever notice you wake up in the morning and your backyard has a big crop signal? What would you do?
Say, welcome home.
That's what you would do. Hey,
No.
I got popcorn.
It's like when I talk to my birds and my squirrels.
No, imagine like
100%.
aliens like did crop circles saying "F you." Imagine how messed up that would be. It's like a ha ha in your face.
What would you do if you woke up and your backyard had a crop circle?
I'm like, dude, what?
I would move.
What's going
100%.
on?
You would move. What the hell you moving to?
I would say,
Another state, another country.
She's out.
Out.
I would ask why you didn't finish the rest of the crops. You're cutting that one area. Why not finish the rest?
Because it's a signal. It's like, in your case, if they have it, you're like the next hamburger.
So they're flirting. So they want me to flirt back. So I'll flirt back.
Maybe that's a text message to us.
Wow, I can see you sitting in the middle of the crop
I'll be
circle
like,
with a glass
ooh,
of
he
wine.
noticed. He or she noticed.
You know it.
Kumbaya.
Him, right?
I noticed
I
you
can
too.
see him.
Like,
Hey,
Slick,
come
do you
on
think that's
down. I got something for you.
Slick, do you think that's like their text message to us? Like, that would be interesting, actually.
Oh, you
boys are
You
back.
are hilarious.
They're flirting. They're just, what's going on? Hey, I see you.
But I have heard that too, Slick. That was the documentary I watched, basically, that they're looking for humans to, kickstart their life forms because they're having issues or something like that.
No,
That's
not that kind of
terrifying
form.
to think about.
Yeah. How would you like to be the futuristic? Every alien looks like you. Oh my God.
That sounds like a
Can you
pickup.
imagine?
That honestly sounds like a
that's
pickup
so
line to do
true.
that.
You start their whole civilization. There's a million Freddys running around.
You say that
Start
to
our
all
own
the life forms out there.
The lost,
We
the
have
lost
lost
land of
our mind.
Atlantis. Anyway, just a few random thoughts
But
coming to the
listen,
Brooklyn Cafe.
I think Slick is onto something. We could do the Slick UFO show, and we do it on a beach, and we do a crop circle on the beach. And then also Slick is sitting there with a glass of wine saying, come on, wherever you are. Can you imagine?
Dude,
Where are you?
You're playing too hard with that, man. You gotta
What?
work.
With roses sitting out from Florida?
What happened to your allergic to roses, man? What happened that kills our species? You don't know that.
You don't know if I lay out
Roses
the
and some green
correct.
beans for Thanksgiving, and
If
then
I-
you're all in.
Most
like,
definitely.
Green beans.
Green beans.
If I do the correct
Green bean
atmosphere,
casserole, it's
they're
the
gonna
best.
fall
You
in.
gotta have more than just that. Cranberries, some turkey, some chicken,
gubba.
ham.
I'm gonna make you jello mold for
Stuffing.
next week.
Some gubba.
You better make
But
them
that's a
loaded
lot
with
of
some booze,
sand,
'cause
though. I gotta
otherwise-
find stuff that's
We
sand
should
can't
do a
attach
Brooklyn
itself
Cafe
to.
Thanksgiving.
We
We could
should.
do it with all good snacks that people
We
like.
should- don't we have somebody coming on the 22nd?
That's December.
Or what do we? Shut up.
Yes, we
Valerie.
have to do a Thanksgiving next week.
You hear? Everybody has their alien, and that one over there would be mine, Valerie.
Yes, we definitely have to do a Thanksgiving cafe.
We
something.
should, but you know what's gonna happen the moment you do? I can't make it. I got called into work. I got called. I know what's gonna happen.
I know.
And we'll be sitting here. Where is everybody?
I know.
Well,
They're
Thursday,
all
I'm
very
working
busy, is all I can tell you.
I work all day Thursday.
Yes,
Unless
sir.
you're doing Thursday evening, like 6, 7,
We're
I'm
not doing
down.
it Thursday. We're doing it the day maybe before, maybe Wednesday.
Ooh, I'm here Wednesday. I can do my own Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, there you go.
There you have it.
Or how many people will show up for Wednesday or Tuesday or something?
We'll figure it out. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. Be kind to each other. What are you grateful for? Find your why. What is your passion and your purpose, and stick to it. Russell, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Elena Rodriguez. Thank you, Lena Sosa. Vincenzo, it's nice to have you back. We missed you. Mia, good to have you back. Also, happy birthday, Slick, Val, and Teddy, as always. Spectacular in pre-air. I know you're floating around somewhere. Thank you for all you
He
did.
got all the water.
He got all the water. I was
I
going to
saw
go
that.
do it when you all go out today. So thank you for that also. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And like always, Valerie's on the board. Thank her too. And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
Sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna say and craters, open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche, helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just a ray of light.